Hello and welcome to Sprangboro Sessions. I am Jamie, aka Sprangboro. To my stage left, your guys is right on my screen. We got TJ Otto, aka You Are Dumbfounded. To my
Yes.
right side, you should be right. I got the boss. She's overseeing, productivity today. My Livy Lynn. So yeah, today episode 63. Wow, August 8th, 21. This year is just flying by. That means it's almost
My
somebody's birthday.
birthday.
I was actually talking about TJ, but yeah, yours
And
too.
also mine.
That's correct.
There's only one important birthday, you know,
That's right.
as far as obviously.
Oh, absolutely. That's correct. Well, this is really awkward. No, man. So, yeah, what a weekend I've had. Well, now I know I've had an awesome week. My grass is getting longer. It has not been cut, so it's staring at me in the face. Um,
In my
been,
head.
yeah, been just busy, man. Taking care of some other things and living well, I guess. How about yourself? I guess you said you weren't feeling too good the other day or something. Do you have a
It was like
tummy ache?
Friday. Oh yeah. I was spending a lot of time downstairs in the bathroom. It was a pleasant day. I don't know if it was something I ate. But definitely did not agree with me at all. But yeah, I didn't really eat much yesterday. I ate a little bit. Afraid to.
Oh yeah,
Had a good meal today, and I think I flushed most of it out of my system.
good, good. Nobody likes to feel sick. No one likes to feel down, and no one likes it when their body's doing things that they would prefer it not to do. Um,
I mean, luckily it was coming out the other end and not out my mouth because that's not my favorite thing about it. So
Someone in our in our close vicinity of friends and stuff, he's been in and out of the hospital 4 times since like June 22nd. He got that diverticulitis.
tonsillitis. Mm-hmm.
Apparently, it was so bad for him for whoever knows how long that his intestine and his gallbladder were rubbing together so much that they fused together.
Ooh,
So he ended up urinating fecal matter pretty
God.
a week or so ago. Um, so he's been in the hospital and waiting to see, what surgery they're going to try and do for him. But I guess the surgeon's been on vacation, so they have to wait until tomorrow to see what's going on with that, or they're going to have to go to another hospital out of state. Um, and I'm really praying for them because yesterday morning uh, she the she called me at like 8 and she's like, I need your help. She said their dog had gotten hit by a car, and so I went down there, and by the time I got there, he was in the ditch. He wasn't breathing, and it's just real. When it rains, it pours for some people, and I'm just trying to send out some good vibes their way. Um, yeah, their dog. He's like a member of the family for them and for us and for everyone that's crossed paths with him. Awesome dog, awesome dog. He, my daughter, she somehow manages to always see the positive in things, and she says, well, at least he was at least he was having fun because he was chasing a cat. So, yeah, and he's a big boy, 100 pounds, black
Cats,
lab.
evil.
And yeah, so I just want, I'm not going to go into saying the names or any of that stuff just because of, you know, privacy for them. But that if they were to ever check it out, man, this podcast, I want you guys to know that that we are always going to be here for you guys, and we're none but good vibes for y'all. After that, that kind of started the day. We buried, dug a big hole, and then one of my good buddies come over to use the garage because I got a 220 line out there, um, and he needed to do some welding, so he come over, and another buddy who, you know, I go and see him a couple days a week, but um, just because it's nice to get out of the house and go sit outside at the farm and just chill.
Hmm.
But so he come over yesterday, so the three of us hung out, in the garage and working on his truck and bought some pizza and stuff from our friends down there at the Springboro Wings and Things bar in town. Food was delicious. Um, as always, we also got some of them deep fried mushrooms, and they were delicious. So I had pizza for lunch, dinner, midnight snack, um, and after that, I went over to another friend of mine's house, over to Donch Auto Body, if you remember that pot. That shout out, Orpheum Sun Studios. I went over to his house, and him and I jammed last night because he's such a great guitar player. Like, he's phenomenal. He, his the way he's worked so hard in his life to be a great player and musician in general. And I called him. I told him yesterday. I'm like, well, I'm coming over tonight. I said, I'm bringing the bass rig. I said, I need to just jam. Need to get it out of my system. We played Friday night and it was great, but it's like I need to jam. I need to just go for a musical ride, and I need to learn some more stuff. So, and the dude's so good. It's like a lot of people would be really intimidated to even try and just jam next to him because he's just so damn good. And so I looked at him. I'm like, well, you know what? Here we go, bro. I says, let's give her hell. So we sat down. We dialed in my amp a little bit and jammed for a couple hours. It was really nice. And I came home and played some Rocket League with well, I won't say his name, but it rhymes with Ty Bigger. Um, we played till super late. Because one of the season things was play 50 competitive games, and usually that's never been a problem, but we haven't been playing a lot of compies. And I got mine done. I grinded mine out, man. I didn't care, win or lose. Let's just go. But him and I ended up playing last night and got knocked out a bunch of his compies, and then we played some drop shot for a little while. Um, all in all, it was a great overall gaming experience last night. Um, Today, it's Sunday. It's been kind of a more of a relaxed day for me since I woke up at noon or 1 or whatever. Because I was up to like 4 in the morning playing fucking video games like an adult,
Um,
and so then yeah, here we are. Tuesday, I'll be doing the 40 to 400 podcast. I'll be doing that at like 6:30 this week, and look, I'm
cool,
looking
cool.
forward to that. Got some new content I want to put on there and talk to everybody about, and work, just talk about the hard work paying off, man. Um,
Yep.
I did want to send out my condolences to our friend Snoring Junkies and his family. Unfortunately, his mom, she was in a battle this for a while now, and she just wasn't able to pull through it this time. And so sorry for your loss out there, Junkie, and all of us here at the Sprangboro Sessions team are thinking of you guys. Um, and it was nice to catch up with him and Jerry this morning, and got to talk with them for a little while since I haven't really got to talk to them much. And it's just these last several days, it's just been trying to see my friends and talk to my friends and reach out to my friends, check on them, make sure everybody's okay, make sure everybody's doing what they're doing, and just letting them know you're thinking of them, letting them know you care. Um, I also wanted to say, send out my condolences to one of my good friends from work, Benita. Sorry for your loss. And again, we here also are thinking of you, and you guys are in our prayers. Um,
Like the Bonita? The Bonita?
yeah.
No,
Um,
no, no, no.
yeah.
Gosh, really?
Yeah, she unfortunately had a family member pass away this week. So again,
I'm sorry.
we're here for you, and we appreciate you and appreciate what you do for us. And yeah, man, I know some people might say it seems like a doom and gloom kind of day, but it's definitely not.
Been that.
Like unfortunately, life does happen, and we're all human, and just try to deal with things our own ways. And me, I'm just been trying to reach out to my friends a little bit extra here lately and say my hellos and tell them, what's going on in my life. And if you get to go and actually hang out with them, that's even more fun because who knows the way COVID, could spike back up here any day or any
Yeah.
time. I know it's on an upward spiral in America and in the world, and it's no joke. It's no game. COVID is not. It's not a. It's not just something that the people try and just talk about to scare you into staying home, not going to work or paying your bills and collecting money and all kinds of stuff. Like it's a very serious matter. So hopefully we can keep control of it this time. But who knows what's gonna happen? Next thing you know, we might get shut down and have to start a new podcast. Oh wait, no, we already did that. Well, you get it.
I mean, going down that road, my friend Christina from high school, her father just passed away. We get condolences out to her and my grandmother's friend actually passed away. Third, I think it was. Yeah, it was third. It's
Hmm.
been pretty pretty rough one recently, but just pulling through. Do what you can. Try to keep positive vibes.
Yes, sir. Sorry about you know, about the unfortunate events. My wife made this on her Cricut.
Oh, very cool, very cool.
She got mad skills.
Heck yeah.
I'd marry that one. She's a pretty big deal.
Should lock that one down.
Yeah, better put a ring on it. Look at how beautiful that child there. I like to call
It
her
looks like
Daddy's
trouble.
girl. Yes, she
It
is.
looks like trouble.
She's probably gonna cause havoc for us one day, and then I will be forced to deal with it then.
Yep.
What's up, kiddo? How'd you do? Do good on
Hey,
Overwatch? There's Ty Bigger, everybody.
welcome, Mr. Ty.
Rage of
How's it
Hell
going,
in the
everyone?
house. Welcome. I was
Oh, we
just
got another Titanfall 2. We got another Titanfall 2 player, so I got a big story for Titanfall's Titanfall, Titanfall 2, Apex Legends, and Titanfall Online, the unreleased Asian market Titanfall game.
Really? That's
Yeah, oh
pretty
yeah.
cool.
Some crazy, crazy stuff that happened this past. Well, it's been happening, and then there's rumors and stuff and speculation and actual accusations have been cast on somebody. So,
Oh,
yeah, it's pretty
wow.
crazy. Yeah, yeah.
Well, this sounds pretty interesting. So they're going to be, so they've released it to a whole bunch of Asian markets.
No, no.
And so,
Okay, well, let me start it off with a little background. So, Titanfall Online was supposed to be done by another company called Nexon that was going to make a reboot kind of thing for Titanfall for just the Asian market because they have strict regulations of what
okay.
can actually be done. So the game would have to be made over and made by an Asian. I believe Nexon is an Asian company.
Ooh.
Let me just
Just wanted
let
to
me look at
say a
the.
big shout out to DZ Boris 1214. I appreciate the message. Uh, it's got a question they wanted to ask us. Want to
Yeah,
become famous? Buy followers, primes, and viewers on bigfollows.com. I don't really have an answer for that, but I do thank you nonetheless. It was very sweet and thoughtful of you to post it on there.
I'm not a big fan of it. I tried it once, didn't really work out.
With the buying the followers and stuff.
So,
I know there's a lot of people do that. But.
oh yeah, so the Titanfall online game. Okay, so Titanfall Online was a canceled free-to-play port of the original Titanfall game developed by Nexon and aimed primarily at the Asian market, such as South Korea and China. As a port of the original Titanfall, it does not feature all that much content different to the original, though there are some differences. At the time, the creative director was Sun Young Hwang, and the director was Dong So-oh. The game has only seen limited release in Asia, with a closed beta running from August 24th to September 13th in South Korea. Titanfall Online was canceled on July 9th, 2018, primarily due to poor reception during testing and a changing market. So that's the backstory on what Titanfall Online was. So basically, it was a port of Titanfall. But looking at the material and things like that, you guys heard of Call of Duty Online in the Asian market?
No,
So
sir.
it's basically like
the only thing that I know about Asia, like their online anything, is like the Asian Street something or other. I think I saw it was like exploited something. I can't remember.
So
got him.
So Titanfall Online, Call of Duty Online was basically Call of Duty, and they took like all the different assets from all the different games and put them into one, and you played online in the Asian market, South Korea and China. So Titanfall Online would have been along the same thing. It would have had, the Ronin Titan in it. It would have had, a bunch of the different Titans from Titanfall 1 and 2 in that game. It would have been kind of like using assets from all that stuff over there. So it went through beta. It wasn't popular, so they didn't release it, and so on and so forth. And I think it was named, the developer and publisher was Nexon. So it was going to be for PC only in Korea and China. So there was a guy that was hacking Titanfall 1. It's like name was like Joe Heen or something like that. And originally he was said to be the guy who was DDoSing Titanfall 1. And what he was doing was or not DDoS, so he's DDoSing with bots. So he would have these bots that would log into every server, and all these bots with these crazy names. Because their names were so long, the characters took up so much of the data that it would bog down the server trying to translate the names, and it would crash the servers. So nobody could actually get in and play. And if you got in, the game would freeze and then would kick you out. So that had been going on for a while. Then Titanfall 2 started getting hackers. People were in the same boat where they were hacking the servers and DDoSing, and they were just hacking to cause a nuisance and all this stuff. And this is the very
just
very
being
stripped down.
D-bags.
Yeah, this is the very stripped down version of this whole thing. There's a huge article online. A lot of the gaming, magazines, online magazines have covered it, and a bunch of the YouTubers have covered it as well. I'll try and find the original YouTube video that I saw, because he had like behind the scenes documents. He had Discord conversations to prove that this guy was actually the person responsible for all this. And it was actually a couple of different people that were responsible for the July 4th Apex Legends server hacks. So what happened was, after Titanfall 2, when they started attacking Titanfall 2 to get Respawn's attention, and that wasn't working, they moved on to Apex. When they moved on to Apex, it really ramped up. They were DDoSing the ranked mode, which is where all the streamers were, really, because that's like, you rank up, you show your skill, you get special rewards and things like that. So they were making ranked unplayable by hacking, DDoSing, and all this stuff. And hoping that would get Respawn's attention to try and fix Titanfall 2 and Titanfall 1. At least that was the shroud they were going by. So then This gets crazy, so stick with me. So then they moved on to Apex. Well, they fixed the whole Apex thing. They only held it hostage for 48 hours for that weekend, for the July 4th weekend. Then they got released. So there was this Discord server, and there was a guy in a Discord server named P0385, I believe was his username. And he sent Respawn a fix that would supposedly fix the Titanfall 1 DDoSing problem and the Titanfall 2 hacks and Apex Legends hacks. And everybody got behind, the whole community got behind this guy because they're like, wow, this guy's awesome. He's given a step-by-step instructions to Respawn on how to fix this. And, he said, maybe I can come work for you guys. And then, his whole thing was, being this very nice guy. I'm telling you how to fix it. I'm giving you this detailed instructions, a very easy way to fix the hack. But, so everybody was behind him 100%. Well, come to find out that guy, that P0385 guy, was the guy who was actually DDoSing and attacking all three of the games. He was the one that was responsible for all of it. And a long story short is he was doing this so that he could get hired. So he could try and get hired by Respawn. He suggested in a thing to Respawn saying, well, if you give us before anybody suspected it was him, he had conversations with Respawn and things saying, if you want, you can give us control over and we can maintain the servers and get people out or ban hackers or whatever, you know what I mean? And give us control of that and give us control of the IP stuff. Long story short, this guy wanted to have control so that he could actually get and restart up Titanfall Online, because that's the market that he's from. Because he has a hard time getting into play any of the stuff, any of the regular Titanfall games or Apex Legends. So this whole time he was doing all this so that he could get into Respawn, hired by Respawn, get the assets for the game, and he didn't care about Titanfall 1. Like he even said in these back and forth documents in Discord that he didn't care if Titanfall 1 or Titanfall 2 or Apex Legends failed. Like he didn't care about any of that. So it's just like there were people who were saying it's like the most anime plot ever to happen in the gaming space. Like these guys, this savior, these problems come out. The hooded savior comes along, and nobody knows who he is. And then all of a sudden, he's revealed at the end to be the villain. It's like, are you fucking serious? Like, it doesn't get any more anime than that. Like, that's the plot of a fucking video game, right there. Like real life.
That's pretty wild, man. That's again, a lot of time and effort, code writing, all that stuff.
And then again, this is just a very dumbed down version of what happened, like a very basic plot points, synopsis of what happened. Sure. I'll put in the podcast post on the Facebook page.
That's freaking wild, dude.
Yeah, dude. I get a bunch of gaming, Apex and all that news. And I was watching that whole thing when it started, and then this guy, magically out of nowhere, and we're gonna save it. I was like, that's probably the dude that's doing it.
It was a bunch of people that thought it.
I ain't trying.
There was a bunch of people I talked to that thought it was too.
Like, I don't know. It
was just too convenient. Like all of a sudden, one person came out with the exact solution.
But don't get me wrong. There's good people out there, that would try to help. Yeah. But it's just funny.
The cynic in me was like, no.
Well, I learned that in every video game I've ever played and every movie I've watched.
Like I said, any anime I've ever watched. It's like any anime video game. You've ever played a SquareSoft video game? You see a big.
I did
really
want to
nice
say
guy come out.
The anime. What is that? What brand is that? You said the soft what?
SquareSoft.
Square
Enix.
Gotcha. I haven't watched much anime. I know the people that do really love it. So I have some unfortunate news to add to our list today. So right before we got on here, TJ and I were talking, and I went in my email, and I missed my opportunity to play xDefiant all weekend, which means I also missed my opportunity to invite my friends to come and play the beta with me. So I guess I'm gonna have to stay a little bit more on top of that email that I get those ones in, because that's also the email. What I checked it for was for the Halo. But yeah, sadly I missed xDefiant this weekend.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
Dang it.
create an email, I think, just for video game betas.
Well,
If I'm gonna start.
that's what that email is just
No, I'm talking for me because it got
right.
my stuff gets buried in one.
Oh yeah. No, I mean,
It's
definitely
about
should
time I
have one.
changed it.
Um,
Yeah.
Ty Bigger, what up, bro? How you doing?
No, just had a pretty full day.
I hear you stayed up
Went.
really late playing video games last night. That's the rumor
I
on the
did.
street.
Yeah. Yes, me and this guy named Mr. Jamie Dare stayed up pretty late last night playing some Rocket League, like
Uh,
2 something in the morning. But
we were
I was
clowning.
up. Yes, we were. Yeah, we lost very few games last night, and when we did lose, it was always like from the smallest miss or something like that. Like it was very very good gameplay. No, just had a couple yard projects and stuff like that to do today, and my wife was out there helping me clean out this little shed that when we moved into the place, they used this little shed next to the house to like store their trash in. Hi, baby. And so there was still a bunch of like old dressers and chairs and all sorts of stuff in there. And then I had thrown a bunch of junk in there, and then we just let it just be kind of, it's like catch all for the most part for junk. And we just spent the afternoon cleaning that out and burning stuff. And I about caught the tree on fire because I had a fireball going from all the trees that I trimmed with my chainsaw about 4 months ago. Trimmed them, chopped them all up, had to let them dry down before I could actually burn them. And so I got all that burnt and cleaned out that shed. And we're going to move the rabbits out there. I got to get it insulated and some heat lamps out there for the winter time. Hi. My children are getting their baths because they were outside
What?
running around while we were getting all filthy nasty ourselves. But very, very productive afternoon. So
Heck yeah,
that was
dude.
very, very good stuff.
No, yeah, I'm glad you. I'm glad you've had a busy day. I did not. I woke up late, as I've told you I probably would, and then I was like, "Oh crap, I gotta do a podcast here in a couple hours." So I've achieved whole lots of not much. I gotta bring my bass amp back in the house today, because I took it over to my buddies last night to jam, and gotta get
Heck
that
yeah.
set back up because I like to have it all set up. So I call it my no excuses. You know, because can't not do it when it's sitting right there and everything's within reach of turning the switch and just hitting play. Um, but I woke up this morning and Rost and Pip hit me up and asked me if I wanted to play zombies on Call of Duty with them. So I'm like, hell yeah, dude. So I got on there on the Xbox, fired it all up, and got on, played a game of zombies, and then I'm like, all right, I guess I'll do the update for Call of Duty on the PC. It's 100 gigs. Let's just get it over with. So I let it do its
Mm.
thing for a couple hours, and I just got it all up and installed. I had like 10 minutes till the podcast. I'm like, all right, here we go. So I'm gonna get on, play one TDM just to say I did, and it bogged my computer down so far. I couldn't get anything to work. Couldn't get
Mm.
uh, my Discord up to run to get on the podcast at the time, because I'm gonna have to do obviously a restart, and I'm gonna probably have to go through and disable a couple of programs and do I haven't done much maintenance on my laptop here lately, like my normal things where I used to always get on there and fix my registry and make sure that there's nothing. No, I mean, I got Avast antivirus on here, and it's pretty great, for for Christ, I've been using it as long as I can really remember. But yeah, computers they require some TLC from time to time, a tune up. That's where I got to do. And Call of Duty's definitely showed me that today when I installed it.
Heck yeah. My wife's
I
pulling me
get
over
you.
to the other
You're
room
good. You're
once.
good. You're good. You're good. Um, but yeah, so I got my Call of Duty installed and um, figured I'd give it a try. And I would have much rather installed and played xDefiant. Um, if we're being honest, that would have been a lot of fun to play today. Um, for the beta, but unfortunately I missed the opportunity. But positive thing, my neighbors, they gave me a couple tomatoes the other day, so I got to enjoy a tomato sandwich today. Something about fresh tomatoes, Miracle Whip, salt and pepper, right? It's between
Hey,
two pieces of bread. So
have you probably enjoy a good grilled cheese just as much as the next guy?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, how do you use butter or what do you use on your grilled cheese?
Most of the time I use mayonnaise or Miracle Whip.
Right there. I've seen that something on YouTube or something like that the other day. There's probably TikTok or Snapchat.
Did you try
Like,
it?
'cause I only use. I tried it, and I was
It's
because I've only ever done butter, and I did. I told my mom because I was over at her house yesterday, and I was like, "Hey, I seen this thing on Snapchat. It said use Miracle Whip instead of butter," and she's like, "Really?" She's like, "Okay, we'll try it," and she loved it. The kids loved it. Dad loved it. Dad's normally a pretty picky eater, but he absolutely loved it. I was like, that's good stuff. I like it a lot.
um, so my not to brag, but I would like to feel that my grilled cheese game is kind of strong because it's been my favorite thing to eat as long as I can remember.
Heck yeah.
When I was living by myself and stuff, I always made grilled cheese sandwiches. That's like always, 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 always. But so yes, the Miracle Whip or the mayonnaise is really good for that. But I'll take like from the Walmart we got in sriracha black pepper. Um,
Ooh.
or you take like the ranch powder or any of that stuff. And when you're making your grilled cheese sandwich, you just put it on there, and it just adds so much flavor. Anything. Not you could put any type of like I've done like the poultry powder. I've done that. I've done
Like chicken bouillon, beef bouillon, that type of stuff.
like the powder form of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So I'll do that. I'll take. I've taken Greek powder, any of the powders. Like if you have spice powders, dude, they're awesome. Throw like a little basil on there, like if you want to spice it up someday. Like it's funny, you would never think that putting like little flavors like that on it, let alone how much it changes the game. So yeah, dude,
Mm-hmm.
if you got like any of them allspice powders or whatever they are, dude, get like the grilled master ones.
Wow.
Dude, it
That
changes it
sounds.
changes the game. And I dunk mine in ranch dressing for the win. Uh, just so you guys know, that's how I like to eat my grilled cheese.
That dude, that sounds absolutely awesome. I watched it was a um, trying to kind of burn Gordon Ramsay. I don't know if you guys watch Good Mythical Morning on
Favorite
Snapchat, but there's
favorite scrambled eggs.
dude, they have a variation called Good Mythical Kitchen or Mythical. It's just Mythical Kitchen. That's what it is, and it's the chef who does everything for Good Mythical Morning.
Yep.
There's a couple of them, and but the main one makes all these different dishes, and he made a ramen mac and cheese or ramen grilled cheese, and Gordon Ramsay just grilled the crap out of it. And then so he took Gordon Ramsay's video of Gordon Ramsay at his house during COVID making his famous grilled cheese over a wood fire where he completely burnt the bread, didn't even melt the cheese, like just completely ruined this sandwich. The whole time he's like, "Oh, this looks so good." Blah blah blah. You can see the bread is black, the cheese isn't even melted. It's all this stuff, and the whole time the guy's just grilling him. So yeah, here's twin number one. Come here, baby. Here's twin number two. You guys say hi. I'll tilt the
Hi.
camera down.
You guys get to hear me from time to time when we're playing cars, huh?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Sprangboro,
All right,
that's
guys.
right. That's me.
Yeah, you guys are gonna go play with toys now, okay? I just want to let you guys say hi real quick. Say bye. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Good to see
Bye.
you.
Go ahead, guys. Go play. Yeah.
Oh man,
She said bye.
they're getting so big. It's getting so
They
big.
are, and they're trying to get back up in the screen. She's like, I want to be a part of this podcast.
And
Go play, guys.
that's the best part,
That's
man.
awesome.
TJ,
Yes.
dude, I won't even waste the time of me sending you a link. I will tell you, if not this second, which would be great and ideal, you should really go to YouTube and look up xDefiant gameplay. Because let me tell you, that looks pretty good.
I haven't looked into any more of the trailers. Have they released more trailers?
Not yet. But this weekend was the
This
live.
looks like a
first beta.
16-minute gameplay thing going right now.
Yeah, dude, it does look good. I think that looks pretty cool. I mean, just the overall, vibe of the game. Everything is running smooth. I'm watching a video posted by IGN, and
I'm watching Drifter right now.
yeah, dude, it looks pretty good. Maybe I'll
Yeah, it looks Call of
maybe I'll
Duty-ish,
dive
really.
into that. One of these days here this week, and I'll do a first impressions.
Yeah, this looks like Call of Duty.
Yeah, here.
It has a really
Hey, you know what, Ty? Well, it'll probably bounce around a lot if I switch over, if I share my screen, huh?
probably.
Yeah. Also, I don't know about.
I won't
don't know
even go
about
through. That's why I
copyrights.
figured.
Yeah.
Right.
Send a
Probably
link
won't
to our
have
group
copyrights.
text.
Well, yes, only if you're just playing video. I would be turning my video off, and it would just be sound of us talking because anyways, but yes, that split stream or that screen, that thing always, it's like whenever you share your screen or whatever on Discord and any of that, it just soaks up so much resources that you can always tell the difference in the way the computer's running. It is pretty wild. Wow, dude.
Imagine what my connection does when I try to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't talk. I can't talk
Yeah.
while I'm sharing my screen because it can't handle my voice and we doing what I'm doing because my other game that I play RuneScape will every now and again do stuff like that when we do like big events and stuff where
Definitely, the guns, they hover just above the ground when they're dropped by an enemy. So the ground is here, Ty, and the guns hover right about here, and then the information what the gun is hovers above that. Like
Nice.
clear, like you can actually like clearly see it. You're not like
Without having
having
to
look
bend
down.
down and
You gotta look down and take. You can like look straight ahead. You can see it in front of you.
that's nice.
it does. It
So
looks
better
a
than
lot.
PUBG's looting system is what I'm hearing. Like if you're gonna pick up another guy's gun, that you're talking about.
At least you'll be able to see what it is without having to like look
Yeah,
down
it's just
and
well,
not
like
focus
Call
on
of
what's
Duty.
going
You
on
know, when
around
somebody
you.
drops a gun, you're like, where did it go? You know what I mean? Like you're trying to see where it is, and you gotta look. You get distracted. It looks like they paid attention to those things in this to keep the gunplay
That's good.
fresh and fast paced.
Yeah, that's actually really impressive, in my
That's the first
opinion.
thing I noticed. Yeah, and you've got this escort mission where you're escorting this. You know the Boston Dynamics dogs, robotic dogs, like the big big four-legged creatures. It looks like they have one of those with like a big package strapped to its back, and you've got to escort it as it's walking through the battlefield.
Nice.
Kind of like Overwatch, how you have to escort the car or the payload there.
I've never played Overwatch before. I have a buddy who's really big into it that I used to play RuneScape with.
This is kind of a mix
that
of
game
like
is
Call of
awesome.
Duty, Black Ops 3, and Overwatch, and
Halo.
Top Clancy, Halo. Yeah, it's got
Isn't
it's
isn't all
taking.
the
a lot of
characters like animals or something?
Well, I'm sorry. What's up?
Isn't all the characters like the that you play as? Like, aren't they like? Isn't there like a bunny that's in like a giant robot suit and
Overwatch. Oh no, that's a girl
yeah.
inside the giant bunny.
Uh,
Next
so it has to be
giant
like an
glove
anime
chicken.
type of feel to it, kind of.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what
Like
I've always got out of it.
it's like a Pixar anime type stuff, thing
Cool.
to it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
It always looked interesting.
Overwatch is set. It's kind of before I played Rocket League, but that's all I played for a while. TJ come down for when we played for his vacation, and we grinded on Overwatch to get to the level 20 or whatever to be able to play competitive.
yeah.
And
Yep.
then we played that. Well, he didn't for a little while because he.
I was a little overwatched out from
Well,
the grinding
I think he was
time.
also still salty because he got a chicken dinner, and he was all
Yeah.
excited. And then he
I
realized
got
he
a
was
chicken
signed,
dinner on his
then he
account
realized he
while I was
signed
down
into
there.
mine,
The only solo
my
chicken dinner
profile
I ever got
was on my
was on his
profile,
profile.
which
His,
is half his
his house
anyways.
without headphones, without fucking headphones.
Yeah, oh yeah, dude, we were
To
just
get it
sitting
to the
there.
TV
He's like,
speakers, dude.
I won. I was like, technically, I won. He's like, shit.
I was so mad, dude. I was so fucking mad.
Still counts. Still counts.
Oh man, yeah. So Overwatch, it has for everyone that doesn't really know what that is, or I know we talk about shit that people don't know, but Overwatch is a video game where it has a bunch of different game modes like any current game, but basically the idea of Overwatch is you and 5 other members of your team. You go and you try to strategically either get a point on the screen where they make you attack or they make you defend. Or that's one game where they'll have one where it's like you have to escort a payload, or do both where you have to like defend an area for so long or take an area, and after you take the area then the payload starts to go and you have to escort it across the duration of the map from wherever its start point is. That game is like PUBG and all them. When you go in, you're not getting in there for 5 minutes. You're going in there for a while. 20, 30-minute games sometimes because it's all strategic. So they have 3 types of some games they refer to them as factions. Other games they call them classes. I'm not really sure how to describe it best to someone that doesn't really know, but you have 3 types of players. So there's like 20 or 30 players, and each of them are a member of a subgroup that do a particular type of a job. So you have what's called the tanks, which are just I think there's like 6 or 8 of them, and their skill strength is to go in and clear the way to make it accessible on the point for your teammates. Then you have
Take a lot of damage. They put up
so
shields.
they do a lot of damage. They just go out there and some of them have shields.
They're very slow and usually not that mobile.
No, they just kind of go in and or they'll like this one guy Reinhardt. He pulls out this big shield that spreads out so your teammates can stay behind you when you're using that until they disintegrate your shield. But he does like this. One of his signature moves is he darts at people. So he like does this. It does like a pre-boot. It's like the whole scuffing his foot, getting ready to slide at him, and then he catches whoever's in his path, and he pushes them until the nearest obstruction or wall, and he slams them into it to try and damage them or kill them. Diva,
Nice.
the one that he was saying, or actually the one about the bunny, that I'm not sure who that is, but Diva, she's the most probably the most popular one of all the tanks. She's got this mech suit and shoots machine guns, and she does like one of her moves is she can turn on like a little hand shield for a couple split seconds. She can also do like these rockets that come down and just things to try and make the way through it. They have other ones, Sigma, whatever. There's a handful. So that's tanks. So then they have this. The next subgroup are called DP what?
Yes.
DPS, which is basically damage per
Damage per
second.
second.
Their job is to go in and kick the snot out of everybody, shoot everything. You know, your tanks are trying to push, trying to make you a way to be able to get in there, and then when you're in there, you just kind of unload fire on it. They have so many different characters that do so many different types of things. Um, like the one guy who he's basically like a little mini turret, but he runs around and then he'll plop down, pull out this big giant, Tommy gun and just start shooting everybody and over and over and over. And he has an ability where he can like self heal himself. If you guys really want to get down that rabbit path of Overwatch, that was what I actually wanted to start a podcast for when I first started talking about doing a podcast. And that's a true story. TJ can attest for that. I said, dude, we should start an Overwatch podcast. And he's like, eh. And then COVID came, and we said, well, we should just start a podcast. Ta-da! Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present to you Sprangboro Sessions, episode 63. So the DPS is, again, they're the running gunners. And then they have the third style, which is the support. So the support can do, they can all heal their teammates one way or another. So then that way, while you're, some people are in the fight, you can keep healing them so they don't have to run and go grab a heal. They have this one character. Her name is Mercy. She's in my top, three for sure out of all of them. She has this wand basically, and she can connect her beam and heal her teammates around her. And jump around like a little fairy, using the left bumper to like get it, like jumps and it pulls you towards them. But it doesn't pull you exactly to them, whatever. I won't go down that rabbit hole. But the moral is she, those type of characters, they heal. So you have your tanks that go in and clear a path or defend an area, your running gunners, your DPSs, and then they have your support that try to support your team and heal your team members and stuff. But it's like Rocket League. You can go in and just play like a quick play. You can go in and just kind of shoot everything and everyone, pick any character you want. Or you can play more strategic in not arcade, but the other mode. But it does like it does more like a kind of like ranked, but not ranked, where it puts you in where you can only have 2 DPSs, 2 tanks, and 2 supports. And then 6 players try to combine and just follow the objectives and win and use your abilities and your specials again. Everybody has their own special abilities like Apex and any of them other games. But in the competitive, it gets very competitive because you have 6 players that are all have to do a job, and if your teammates aren't doing their job correctly, there's a lot of colorful wars that people say. There's a lot. When I see this when I'm watching this gameplay for xDefiant, I am really glad that that TJ, that you have made that comparison between Overwatch and that game because of the factions. Because a lot of these games, they don't really, even though you in theory do it, they don't force it upon you like Overwatch does, where you're literally, if you pick a support player, you are a support player for the whole game.
Yeah.
You can't change, different subgroups.
I think with this game, though, there's going to be a lot of...
You can edit all your stuff during active gameplay. I believe I did see that. But in Overwatch, you cannot, and you don't get to adjust your guns. You don't get to adjust your, those type of things. You can adjust your outfit because they have all the different skins and whatever. But in Overwatch, it's being so competitive. I think that's what's going to make xDefiant more different than Halo, because Halo's going to be right out the gun. It's going to be run and gun because anybody that's ever played Halo is very fast paced. Also,
Yeah.
it's very competitive, but it's not so faction related and specific like xDefiant look like it's going to be. And so I think that's going to be great. Honestly, I think that's going to make it more interesting because then you have the ability to change your guns and you have your ability to change your layouts to be that type of a player. I see this one guy here. It looks like he keeps dropping something that looks like it might possibly be healing or amping up some type of a thing. I'm not really focused on it, so I can't really tell.
I've seen that same character too. It's like green glow or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a stat boost or healing or I don't know, but I'm very interested to find out.
Yeah, I think
cool.
This will be really good as long as they keep adding new characters to it. Kind of like Apex does every season.
Oh yeah.
How they add another character to kind of change up the balance a little bit. Because I mean, this right now, the gameplay I'm watching, I mean, the abilities look like people are using them, but in core, it looks like you're still using, you're relying a lot still on your weapons, your loadout, which is nice because you can modify everything, supposedly. But it does look like they're using their abilities or tacticals and all that stuff as well. So I think it's going to be similar enough to Overwatch, but not bogged down to just that one style of play. Like, you're locked in, like as a healer. As much as as good as a healer you might be, you don't have the ability to really do a lot of DPS and really, unless the other team is horrible. Like you don't really have a whole lot of chance of doing as a healer anything other than really healing. But it looks like this game you can play multiple roles at once. And hopefully they're balanced enough where not just okay, we've got 4 guys running around with shields because that's the OP strat. You know what I mean?
Have you played Battlefield, DJ, before? Any of the Battlefield games?
Oh yeah, but not in a long time. Not since Battlefield.
Did you ever play any of the online ones where there's all the different roles throughout the team? Like you could be a sniper, artillery, but
Yeah, so in Battlefield 1, right?
Yeah. The healer had like a rifle class with like a pistol.
Yeah,
where there was like the heavy artillery guy who carried around a mortar and a bazooka and like a heavier machine gun, clearly DPS. But I got taken out by so many medics in Battlefield 1. Not even funny. Like their rifles were so good, so hopefully they're going along that same line. Is like,
well, I don't think
what you're saying. You're not just one roll.
If they're going to make you weak like that, they have to make you strong in a different area like that. Yeah,
from what I've been seeing,
to balance it out.
Yeah, I'll have to do more research on it. But from what I thought I understood, my original understanding is anybody can use any gun. It's not class specific. So it's not like okay, your DPS guy is only going to be able to run around with shotguns and submachine guns.
Well, that's just by default. Obviously, you can pick up the different guns throughout the.
Well, that's what I mean, but I don't think it started out like that. I think they said specifically you're going to be able to customize this person gun and all that stuff specifically to what you like to play. So you can customize it to your style of gameplay. So if you want to run around with a shield and a submachine gun, you know what I mean, you can. Or if you want to, run around with that healer and, a flamethrower or whatever, bazooka, you can.
I'm really looking forward to this game. And when did you say it's coming out?
So I just saw something. The green thing, I don't think is healing. The green thing, I don't think is healing. The dude that throws out the flame from above and has like a dome effect, that's the healer.
Well,
you'll see a dude with a
I am going to dig into this game over the next couple days. I'm going to dig in and I'm going to learn everything I can about it because
there's a dude with a camo, invisibility camo from Titanfall. I am definitely going to
see that one.
I'm definitely
going to camouflage.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be looking at that.
No release date yet, just sometime this year.
Yeah.
Sometime this year. This year, not. Oh yeah, this year after January.
Probably Christmas. Yeah. Probably Christmas.
It'll be around.
If it gets delayed, November. If it gets delayed, maybe January. But
Oh
Well, that's
no,
what I'm.
I
I'm planning
definitely.
on buying Battlefield 2042 because I really like the aspect how they added in. You can play modern versus World War II characters, as in you can be a German versus a modern day Marine. You know, and it's like MP40s and Car 98s versus M4s and M24 snipers. I don't think the M24 is actually us. I think M24 is Britain, but same.
Apparently, a lot of people
You get
are
the idea.
really, really dogging on Cold War lately.
Call of Duty.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
regular
dude.
Cold War, I guess.
Everybody, everywhere
I
you turn.
guys, that's the last Call of Duty I'm ever buying. And I said that about Call of Duty World War II.
We
I
enjoyed
will
Cold
not
War.
purchase a Call of Duty ever again under any circumstance just because I played that game and World War II. I gave World War II away after 2 weeks. And
I
I
remember you doing
literally
that.
played,
I remember you
I
doing that.
played this game and just
I liked Cold War.
completely lost interest. I played probably a total of 20 games on it. And
I
it's
think it's,
just
I think it's just
I
Call of
get
Duty in
so
general,
sick
man.
of the guys who play the betas and then they play nonstop for 5 weeks straight. While rest of us are working and everything else, and they learn every little crack and crevice you can shoot out of, and every gun balance, and you're trying to like run into the objective, and you have point A, point B, point C, point D. All those points are covered from different little angles. They're looking out cracks, shooting you, and
Yeah,
in like 1-2 shots you're dropping, and
yeah,
or
it's
just whole teams camping with shotguns. And there's so many games out there. I like switching it up and just sometimes I'll play on my computer, sometimes I'll play Rocket League, sometimes I'll play Hunt Showdown, which is a completely different game than any Call of Duty or anything like that I've ever played.
yeah.
Um,
Regular Call of Duty just needs to
switch
go
them
free
up.
to play, and it just needs to become well because it's gotten to be so much of the same every year. I mean,
Mhm.
I loved Cold War. I had a blast with it at first. I loved the beta. I had a blast with it in the beginning. I was having a blast with it up to a couple of months ago, and then
Prop Hunt. That's what
yeah,
ruined it for
I
me.
just
Prop
I
Hunt.
just I just can't do it anymore. It's just not as entertaining anymore. You know what I mean? Like it was fun for like a couple of games, and then I'm like, all right, I'm over this. It's the same thing over and over and over.
I
You end
played
up playing.
PUBG for 3 years, and after 3 years, one day I just realized I started playing Hunt Showdown again. That I've only played for a month and never actually took the time to learn the game, which is a lot of issues I have with a lot of the other games. But Call of Duty is Call of Duty, so I'm just throwing that to the side. But as soon as I learned how much fun Hunt Showdown could be, once you actually knew how to play the game, uh, then it was like the mechanics, the graphics, the every fight was like the final circle in PUBG. And PUBG at that point was bots. It used
Yeah.
to be 100 players. It used to be 100 players
Oh
of
yeah.
real people
Yep.
everywhere. Like you'd be surrounded on every side.
Yep.
Cars crashing into each other, people jumping out of planes. I mean, just
Unless
madness.
you were on the OG map,
Unless you're on
Chaos.
the
everybody
OG,
landed Pachinki, and then that was it.
then
We
that
didn't
was that
see
was the end of the
anybody.
game. Everybody
We
landed
didn't
for
see
Chinky, and
anybody
that's the
for
end
like
of the game.
another 10 minutes.
Uh, But all that stuff. The last couple times. Well, the last time that I did play PUBG was the night that my wife totaled out our brand new minivan that I had worked very hard for and bought her. Uh, thank God for full coverage because I got more money for it than what I even paid for it. So that's winning. Just because the used vehicle market has skyrocketed since COVID, and so a minivan that a few years ago was worth a few $1,000s less is worth a few $1,000s more now. So nice little turnaround there. But
Yeah.
it's with all these different games,
Yeah.
Titanfall 1 and 2, always going to be great love of my life. Battlefield 1, this new Battlefield looks absolutely awesome. 2042. Have
Apex Legends.
enjoyed
I've
some
been
Call of
playing the
Duties,
shit out
but
of
I
that.
cannot say I'm really in with them anymore. Like it's just, I think the last one I really enjoyed was like Black Ops 2 or 3, probably.
Yeah. Black
I
Like
Ops.
that's
I don't blame you guys at all. I mean, I have the same feelings and same rants about Call of Duty. I got on there today because my one of my good friends, he asked me to play it, and because he's my friend and needs a friend,
yeah.
I got on there, played it. I even updated it on my PC, but I have like I don't know, man. It's just one of them games that when you play it, you don't even you're not like cold. You're like cold. You're just kind of just going through the motions and playing it. You're not like getting excited or like really trying because you already know what's gonna happen if you win. You already know
Hmm.
what's gonna happen if you lose, and you already know the amount of bullshit that it's gonna take to go from one to the other. And the problem that I started having with Call of Duties so long ago was just yes, you do the same things over and over and over and over again. You keep looking at the same alleyways, and people play exactly the same. And when people switch it up by some simple possibility of it happening, everybody kind of just looks at each other like, "Wow, that guy went out of character, out of sync. He didn't even like that's really weird." And because the game is so predictable that it's like that it makes it not enjoyable. And then the community itself, I get it. You don't have to deal with a toxic community if it has one because you can always turn off your volume. You can always start a party, and you don't have to listen to that. The community itself doesn't bother me. The game chat and stuff doesn't bother me because I usually just don't listen to it or pay attention to it. But the amount of people on that game because it's just so big now. I don't know if that's what's the blessing and the curse, but the game just feels wonky. Most of the time when you're going through it, you're not lagging. Everything looks great. The graphics are amazing. The gameplay is smooth and very fluid, and you don't get, like if you sat there for a long time playing, you're not gonna get like car sickness feeling or anything like that. Like some other games have done in the past, but I don't know. That game's just lost its love and feeling. Now it's gone, gone, gone. Yeah.
So one thing I want to say is, do you guys remember Black Ops One firing range, hardcore capture the flag? You guys remember doing this?
All the time.
Mhm.
Firing range, hardcore capture the flag.
Yeah.
I had a place that I could stand in right next to the big tower that overlooks the firing range. It's a
Mm.
building that has the Jeep in it. That there's
Yep.
no door on the building to actually get a Jeep inside, but there was a Jeep inside the building.
Yeah.
And you could like look out to the far.
Out
You
the
could
one
look down
window,
into
the
the
other window,
firing
the other
range, or
one.
you could look out to your right, and then there was like a little
Yeah.
cargo
And I had a
container
A
that
little
ladder
went
that
right
went
hut.
all the way
down.
up.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
So I could literally stand in the doorway of that building with the Jeep in it, and 4 spawn points in hardcore would be two
Oh
to my
yeah.
right, or 2 or 3 to my right. I think there's 3 on my right, 1 directly in front of me. And I could get 4 kills every 10 seconds
Mhm.
without hesitating because I just had my internal timer. It was perfect. And I believe my highest kill game was 117 kills in one
Mhm.
game of hardcore capture the flag. And it was, we had 7 teams cycle through. I mean, people
Yeah.
would come in for like 4 or 5 deaths and then leave, and then someone else would come in only to get waxed before they could ever even take a step. I mean, they would literally spawn, I'd shoot him because it was the
Yeah.
FAMAS with dual
Yeah. Yeah.
mags. I mean, just the whole way. We wax kids so hard on that game. It's not even funny. I think I had like 40,000 kills with that gun. I played that game. I had like 37 days of gameplay on that game, but
Yeah.
I used that gun more than any other gun on the game because it was extremely OP and they never nerfed it.
Yeah. The thing for me about Call of Duty is that you could be really, really good, and you could get like in team deathmatch 25 kills in a match and still lose by 20
Uh,
points. You know what I
mhm.
mean? Like, and it's just like I don't get that feeling with any other game. Like it's completely like I did freaking awesome. This was a great game. We still lost. Like
Because
when I lose in Apex Legends, I
because the
know it's
random
because
guy
I
on my team went 0-19.
or like all of
Yeah.
them did like two kills. Or it's but like I know in like Apex Legends when playing we lose. It's my own. It's
Yeah,
largely
because
my fault.
it's not so dependent on your team like that because you just got to have one player out of your whole team make it to the end. So that's what you're
Yeah,
saying,
but I know if we lose or if I get down, I know that's my fault. Like I wasn't pulling my weight.
right? Because you can still win the game even independently.
You know, so yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I enjoy the battle royales a little bit more lately than anything. Um, yeah, I don't know. Call of Duty's kind of lost its shine for me. I think haven't had really
Me
much. urge to play it. I think I've deleted enough from it, if I remember correctly.
Me personally, I just can't get over the fact that on Hunt Showdown, there could be a guy in front of me with a shotgun, be a guy in front of me with a bolt action rifle, or a semi-automatic pistol, any of these weapons, and he pulls his gun, I pull my gun. Maybe I get a lucky into his like leg or something, and all I do is I'm 10 feet away and I charge him like a Spartan, dude, just like coming right at him, but just zigzagging the whole time, and he's just bam, bam, bam with a shotgun or rifle or pistol, whatever. And the whole time I'm just dodging all of his bullets, and he's panicking. He's trying to slide another clip in, and I pull out my Bowie knife, just or you can pick up an axe that's like sitting in a tree stump, or I mean, there's so many different things about that game that make it unique, and all the weapons are balanced pretty evenly. If you do want one of the OP weapons, it costs $1,500 in the game. In a really good game, you might make $600 on. So you play two really good games, and you buy this expensive gun, and then you run around a corner, and I shoot you in the face with a $35 gun. You're screwed. You just lost 2 games worth of work, on top of all that, and I get to pick up your gun and take it with me now. It's my gun. I own it. It's a fun game. They're releasing their new map in August. I was watching a whole bunch of the gameplay on that, and it is the first. It's the map that everybody that plays the game says, like, if you're a new player, you're gonna love this map because it's interconnected, where every compound is in one way, shape, or form connected to the next one through various different things, and I can't really explain that in detail. But if you like getting in gunfights and then worrying about, Titanfall, you'd be shooting something and then like a couple bots start shooting you in the back or something like that. That was never a big deal. But you have a pack of hellhounds on your ass, and hellhounds will kill you in like 4 bites, and there's 4 of them. So you're shooting, and then all of a sudden you hear dogs behind you, and then you're mid gunfight. You have to like rip around a corner and shoot the hellhounds, or you have a horde of zombies coming at you, or it's even more fun to have them run after coming at you and like flank them out to where the dogs come after them, and then they're running from the dogs. It's a really fun game. The more you get into it, if it's the first time you're playing it and you're fighting somebody and those dogs come up behind you, you're done. Like, you ain't gonna win. You ain't gonna survive. Simple as that. Because everything becomes such a like smooth, fluid motion type of thing. You're shooting somebody, and just off the sound, I can hear something coming behind me, and I know to knuckles and just instant cut it and then pull the gun right back out and keep shooting. But it's not a game that has fully auto weapons and stuff like that. Like, you can't really spray and pray. You can with dual pistols, but you can't, or like a shotgun maybe. But there is no just spray and pray, running, sliding, jumping, all this stuff. You can try to. You look like a fucking idiot though when I shoot you in the face from 100 meters away with my lever action rifle on a full sprint. But that's the one game that I haven't even played that game for like 4 or 5 days, because the main guy that I play it with is currently up in Sturgis, and we've been prestiging at the same time and building our accounts at the same time. We're both prestige 6 right now, and there's 100 prestiges, 100 levels, 100 prestiges. So yeah, I've been killed by the top 20 people that play the game like 4 or 5 times. I just immediately get waxed like 5 seconds into a gunfight and look him up, and it's like, oh yeah, that's because he's ranked number 20 in the game. I'm nowhere near that good, but they're putting me in the lobby with that guy. So yeah. What are you gonna do? All right.
Well, you can.
My rabbit hole. I've rabbit hole long enough.
After this, I'm going to jump on because Apex is CC10 and they got new character came out. So
heck yeah.
Yeah, I've seen something that I guess he's pretty overpowered for the release. They said
AOP. His one tactical ability does like 7 things.
You know what the problem is he's not overpowered. It's the problem is all the rest of them were dumbed down, so they can't keep up.
The OG players that were released at launch and we had like very basic abilities. Like Bangalore has a smoke. That's her tactical. That's it, and that's useless against Seer, and the Digi threat. There's 2 things there. It's pretty crazy. Like, It's I understand why people are saying he's OP. When you get hit with this tactical, it does 10 points of damage. It stops you from whatever action you're doing. It flashbangs you. It shows your health and your shield, and it follows you. And you're tagged for I think 10 seconds as well. I don't know what else it does. I think that's it. So it's like 6 things, I think, but it does. What's this tactical?
No big deal, right? Jesus, that's crazy.
So and it hits and not only that, he's got a heartbeat sensor, basically. Like he can tell where you are by your heartbeat just by looking in your area. And if you're damaged more, so if you have like less health, your heartbeat's faster. Like he sees your heartbeat as a faster heartbeat, or hears your heartbeat as a faster heartbeat. It's definitely his OP. They're going to take the flashbang out. So
that doesn't mean you won't get to enjoy it until that happens, right?
Oh yeah, no, I'm definitely going to rock him a little bit today. We work 12 to 8 this week, except for Wednesday, because we got like this training stuff happening on Wednesday. 8 to 6.
Hopefully the week will just fly right by then.
Yeah, I hope so.
I know this week here right now I got my I got to record Tuesday, and then I don't think I'm playing. And oh yeah, I'm not sure what time, but I'm playing next Sunday.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
We're playing a benefit. It'll probably be an early evening, actually. Now I think about it. So, well, we might be able to get on here Saturday, or whatever. But yeah, I was just thinking of that because that would be on a Sunday, next Sunday. But other than that, I don't really have much going on around here, so I'm going to be just trying to catch up on some things that I've, been not focusing on. Like I got to get my yard mowed, and the pool though. I'll tell you, the old lady, she got a new filter for that thing a couple weeks ago. One for the actual pool, I guess it matters. So it's been really nice because the water's been pretty clean. I need to get in there and get everything that's settled at the bottom moved around to get it to continue to cycle out. But yeah, all that hard work is paid off with that pool. Don't go in it all the time, but I go out there and skim it pretty much every day.
Heck yeah.
Just something to do, just to focus on something every single day when I get home. But yeah, like I said, I think it's going to be a real good week. Super excited about it. I know I got to go to bed, here tonight. A little bit more on time than last night because I'm pretty exhausted. But yeah, man, that's pretty much all I have for today. You guys have anything else you wanted to talk about or whatever before we say our goodbyes to our friends?
Oh, not a whole lot coming to mind. Just a bunch of random shenanigans that is just me, talking more. Just different stuff's been going on and whatnot. No, that's. I feel like we've covered the bases. Had a very successful day, so yeah, I'm very satisfied. That's for sure. Very very excited and looking forward to xDefiant. That's going to be a good one.
Dude,
That
gameplay looks good.
looks like it's going to be fun.
I know Halo's gonna be good, but that xDefiant, man, it could have something special if they play their cards right.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember. Did they say it was free to play?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
Halo's not though. Halo you have to actually buy though.
Halo's gonna be
Halo multiplayer is free to play too.
How big of a download is that? I haven't played Halo in a long
I'm
time.
not sure.
Probably the regular, 100 gigs or whatever.
Yeah, 50 to 100.
Probably 95 to 120 gigs at launch.
Yep, and it's not.
Showdown, 26 gigs. Yep. Rocket League, 26 gigs.
Friggin'
Call of Duty, 275 gigabytes.
What was it? The other game I was playing there for a little while. Shit, Can't remember the name of it now.
Oh, that one on Steam.
Hades?
Valheim. Valheim.
Uh,
It was 1 gigabyte when I downloaded it.
how much was Hades? I guess I've
Uh,
never even
Hades
asked
wasn't
you about that game.
Hades wasn't too big. It's a fun little game. Honestly, I only put it on now because I haven't played it. I put it on now just to keep because I run my Xbox through my PC. So when I want to keep the PC running instead of just shutting it down, because I want to keep the automatic shutdown on, I just click on 80s as
Oh,
a
nice.
screensaver, and it keeps the computer running while I watch stuff on my Xbox.
Oh, cool. So I always see you on that, so
Yeah,
I
I
know much
haven't
about it.
played it in a while. I played it like it's fun. I mean, it's hard. Like you're trying to beat the whole game in one run.
Ooh,
So you're going through all the different levels, and then when you die, you get sent back to the beginning to the very first level, and but you retain everything you've gained along the way.
oh,
So you die, you go back to you're basically trying to escape hell, uh, and you're fighting your way through the to get out, and then you when you die, you get sent back to the beginning. You know,
but you at least get to keep your stuff, which is
yeah,
huge in
yeah,
games like
yeah.
that.
So you become
Which
stronger as you go. Um,
helps
yeah,
extremely.
it's hard. It's tough. Man. There's a lot going on in it, but yeah, I haven't played it in a while. I might pick it up again.
Yeah, that's
Heck yeah.
just I hate to be like yeah, but spoiler alert. It's gonna be cold here in no time. We're gonna be
Yeah,
gaming it up
Dude,
and doing all that.
my wife was watching a movie the other day or something that had Christmas. Oh yeah, she was watching Home Alone. She put Home Alone on for the kids, which is based around Christmas time. And they were playing Christmas music and everything else. And I was like, it's too early for that shit. It's way too early. I said that it is still warm and nice outside. And I'm gonna get as much done out there while it's still warm and nice as possible because as soon as it does get nasty, I'm gonna be running a snowplow, running a road grader, all that stuff when it gets nasty, which I'm feeling like we're gonna have a nasty winter this year with how much rain we've got this spring and well geez, we got a pretty good amount of snow last year too. But a lot of stuff ahead to do. I am looking forward to wintertime, especially with all these games coming out in the fall, which is they're all gonna be coming out right around August, September, which is gonna be. I'm only gonna do a couple weeks of ginseng digging this year because I mean I don't really need to do more than that, but I plan on trying to make a couple grand digging ginseng this year because I found some really nice patches and it sells for $400 a pound. So yeah, looking forward to that. You know how much I like to be out there picking mushrooms and digging roots and all sorts of fun stuff like that.
Staying
sounds like a plan.
active. Staying
Staying active.
active. That's what
Heck
it's all
yeah.
about, man. Is just keeping the ass moving. That's at least that's the way I see it. Just always
Oh
trying
yeah.
to get it going. Um, yeah, it's so funny. I look at my computer and I'm like, all right, well, what games do I want to get rid of? What do I not play? And it's funny. It's always the same games that I don't play that I uninstall. And then after a while, months go by, you're like, oh man, I should play that game. And then you go through the growing pains of installing it. And then you're like looking at it, well, I don't play that game, so what's the point? Might as well uninstall it. And then you're like, shit, it's a never ending cycle.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's
That's the world we live in now.
this RuneScape for me is like you can do free to play, which gives you this much content, or you can do membership pay, which gives you this much content of just
Mm-hmm.
endless stuff you can do. And I paid for 3 months of membership, and I didn't play it for 3 months, and then I have it on an automatic withdrawal, and then it started doing the next 3 months. And about 10, 15 days into that, I actually started playing it more. I always continuously log in because there's these really fun people out there called hackers that like to hack your stuff and take your shit that you've worked hundreds upon hundreds of hours for. Then you just decide to take a little break from the game, and then you come back and everything is cleaned out. Well, that's what they make authenticators for. Is the authenticators prevent anybody from being able to log in from a device that does not have a certain code on it, and that's why you get an authenticator app. And yeah, so I did have my account hacked at one point, but I logged in the next day, and this was years ago or a year ago. And I came back, and someone from China had hacked my RuneScape account, my HBO account, my Hulu account, and I had to get in contact with all those places and tell them, what happened. And ever since then, I haven't had any issues. But that's when I learned about what an authenticator was. So if you ever play any of those games where, you know, people do hack pretty hard,
Oh yeah,
things like Call of Duty, people hack with their own account. They do cheat codes. They don't take your account because there's nothing to really gain there.
yeah.
A game like this is based upon every player's account and how much time they put into it, because this is
And you
literally
always
one
have
of the biggest
two-point
games.
authentication.
But yeah, it's still a fun game. I still really enjoy it. They've added new content, and it came out in 1999. That says anything, and they're just as strong now as they were then.
Well, that's what tells you about the
So,
mobile games, though.
I mean,
The market for them, they'll make money
it
forever.
wasn't mobile though, TJ, for a very, 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 very long time. Like, the reason I started playing this game again is because I don't have my cell phone with me, but I could literally be sitting there, doing any one of the 1,000 different things you can do that don't require any attention, but you still gain a lot from, money or experience or whatever, to do. And so, as soon as it was mobile, I literally came home that night, was sitting against the wall, next to a charging port with my phone on my phone, just couldn't put my phone down. I mean, I was that hooked again. Which these games are fun, but you get into games that are live action like Apex, Rocket League, Hunt Showdown, Call of Duty, Battlefield, all these games, and there's something else there that this doesn't have. This also has something that those don't have, and that's the RNG basis. You're literally playing a lottery system of, you never know what you're gonna get. When you kill a monster, or you open a treasure chest, or it's a lot. It's big crevice of a rabbit hole that I'm not gonna go down, but it's a fun thing that I enjoy, along with 2 million other people that have active memberships on this game. It's a lot of fun. So uh, that's one of the things I enjoy most about it. But I enjoy all those other games too, and there's a lot of other good games that are about to come out that I'm gonna
Well,
really
it's
enjoy.
nice to have options, and like,
Yeah.
yeah, I
If I want
mean,
to play Rocket League, I go play Rocket League. If I want to play Hunt Showdown, I play Hunt Showdown. If I don't want to play either of those games, I play RuneScape. If I don't want to do any of that, I watch a movie, or I go play with my kids, or go work on my mower, or there's just endless opportunities and different things to do. If all those things don't sound appealing, just have one of these.
and then that takes care of all that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. It's like when you.
Yes,
It's like I found the cure for insomnia. Uh, Jack Daniels. Well, it actually doesn't cure insomnia, but it does make being awake a lot more fun.
Yes, it does.
um,
I'm not a big Jack Daniels fan myself
oh, me
personally.
neither. I can't stand the shit. I can't stand it.
I
It
like a
kicked
lot of
my
other
ass
stuff.
too many times. I don't. There's
It,
I used
it,
to love Jack Daniels.
it does not mix. On top of my Coke.
You don't mix
It's
Jack Daniels. You just drink Jack Daniels.
you just drink
Stop
Jack
being a
Daniels.
pussy.
Yeah.
Don't be a pussy. Just drink it.
What a jerk.
Yeah.
You want me to
But-
mute him? I will.
Hey, my wife and I will do shots of Patron, which if I mention shots of Patron to my wife, she might yak because of our last Sunday experience. But yeah, I enjoy a little bit of Patron.
You want a
I
smoother
enjoy-
Jack
I'll
Daniels?
shoot.
Don't drink old number 7. You gotta drink Gentleman Jack or Single Barrel. Myself, I prefer Gentleman Jack. That's like the.
Hey, on this subject, went to a Budweiser brewery when I went down St. Louis last week. Did I talk about this? Did
I
I
don't think so.
bring this up in the last podcast? I can't remember. Trivia question. 885,000 cases of Budweiser product are sent up to the Midwest. Okay, 885,000 one day sent up here. How long does it take the entire Midwest to drink 885,000 cases of beer?
One day.
That's very, very close. I wish Jamie was still here. He'd be able to give us a guess too. But the answer is 17 hours.
Jesus Christ.
885,000. That's almost a million cases a year.
It is Budweiser, though. It's like 70% water.
But it's their product. No, don't you shit talk my Budweiser now. This is water. This is cycled, this is cycled like 8 or 9 times. Budweiser cycled 6, and it keeps a lot of its actual flavor in there. Yeah, if you're talking about like stouts and stuff, yeah, all other beers are normally, like Guinnesses and lagers and all those things are way stronger. But I like to drink my beer and not chew my beer. So I do enjoy a good Guinness or a stout every now and again.
That's a Budweiser answer right there. It's funny because I've seen I've seen, I have family that's like big. I like a fancy beer. Yeah, I like. I'd probably call him that. But he just like he likes a lot of variety in beers. He's just not really into like the run of the mill like everyman beer. Yeah, the everyman beers. You know what I mean? Like the to go to a tailgate party beer. Like he likes them, he'll drink them, but it's not like something that he would regularly shop for himself. But so I see like the same. I see the argument from both sides. Like, and don't get me wrong, I've for me, Budweiser's like Budweiser, Bud Light. Those are like my party beers. Those are the beers I would like have at when I had my parties back in the day at my house. I would have Budweiser's, Jack Daniel's Old Number 7, Cardi, and then all the regulars. All the regular mainstays.
Must have been really hard to drink it all yourself. No. Back in the day, I was actually popular. Believe it or not. Dude, could you imagine? Could you imagine trying to smash that all yourself nowadays? Like in one night, since you don't ever drink and stuff, dude. Like that would be interesting.
Dude, like the last time I tried to I went over to a buddy of mine's work after they were done closed up, and they were at his office. We were just going over some stuff, and they brought out Jack Daniel's Rye when it first started getting released. And dude, it was so smooth. I drank half the bottle before I blacked out on the in the computer keyboard because I didn't realize it was going to hit me that hard. Like it was so smooth. Like I was just boom, boom. They were like, whoa. I was like, no, this is fine. I'm fine. This doesn't taste, nothing. All of a sudden, next thing I know, I'm waking up with the keyboard freaking imprints on my face.
You wake up and the key actually sucks off the keyboard.
I'm like, what happened? They were like, you passed out. You were looking for something online for us.
The F key is stuck right underneath your eye.
You literally passed out on the keyboard.
Oh,
I was like, oh, okay. So I'm never drinking that stuff again because it looks like water and it goes down like.
$200, $300 bottles of whiskey. I've never personally indulged myself, but I have a couple buddies who back in the right after high school, maybe they were selling a little devil's lettuce on the side for a little extra cash, and they spent some of their extra cash buying some really fancy whiskey. And they took one drink of it and they refused to share with anybody else because they said that was the smoothest drink that they've ever had in their entire life. And it was, of course, a $250 bottle of whiskey. Which,
oh, yeah.
I don't really blame them that much, but they're also a selfish motherfucker that can just, but whatever. Me personally, if I bought a $250 bottle of whiskey, I would at least let everybody try some.
Yeah, we were very generous.
I'd at least let them get to see it.
Yeah, he showed us the receipt. If that says anything. Didn't show us the bottle, showed us the receipt. He's like, "Look, I bought it."
That's funny.
Go ahead, TJ. Sorry.
No, we had a lot of good times at the party.
Heck yeah!
A lot of people elbow to elbow parties. A lot of good
memories. We all used to.
I know we have a lot of good times here on the podcast too.
Now I'm just popular at home. I
Like,
show up
No.
and they're
people in my
like,
house call me daddy. So,
yeah,
you know.
that's right. Exactly. I'm a pretty big deal. Dude, it's awesome. Life is
God, nobody does me. Calls me daddy. Not anymore.
Life is good.
not anymore. That's funny. Yeah, you paid good money for that
That could be,
little.
that could be a good country song. She don't call me daddy no more.
No,
See, you're onto something right now. That's a good idea. Yeah, she don't call me
it
daddy
is.
anymore. That's funny, dude. Don't be
I like them
surprised.
lyrics.
I should put it in my book.
I'd write it down.
Well,
And that's a
I was gonna write some songs, but I didn't think the people would like the title because I was gonna write this one song called "She Puts the Cunt in Country," and and during the song, he's like, "She's my country girl." So yeah, but then I said I probably shouldn't do that.
she's she's a country girl.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
yeah.
say she's mine, but I'd say she's a.
That's funny. That's funny. I used to tell people all the time I was going to write a song about that. But, even me, I can't do that. Well,
Don't you be doing that. That's
listen,
contagious.
dude,
I don't want none of that.
That was.
Don't be yawning on this. Channel.
Leave it. That's enough. Well, I'm just trying to gather myself up to figure out what's going to go on, here shortly. I know tonight's. I'm going to get some sleep tonight. Man, we had a fucking blast last night. How many more of them drop shots you need more now?
We won. Oh man, we won 2 or 3 of them, and we lost at least 2 of them by a absolute fraction. I mean, the time that the dude hit the ball and it like double bounced in the same spot and then dropped straight through the floor when our whole floor was basically, undamaged. Yeah, we're just not even gonna talk about that. Like that doesn't even count. But
There might have
was
been
some
tears.
nastiness that happened last night. That's for sure.
There might have been tears.
Might have been. It was good. It's good stuff though. There's a lot of good practice and training. Competitive, fun shenanigan times stuff. Which I'd definitely be more than down to play a few games. If you guys want to play
I guess
games.
if that's what you guys want to do, I guess we can do that instead. That's fine. Just kidding. But yeah, no. I love fall time. It's my favorite season, and it's getting here way faster than I'd like to admit.
I hope it gets here.
But fall,
Also,
winter, mushroom season again. So I just look forward to. Oh, I can't hold that one finger up on myself very well, but I'm looking forward to that mushroom season right there.
There you go.
No, that's the only thing I really get super hyped up for every year is springtime mushroom season because that's one of my greatest passions is doing that. But
Well, it's just finding something to look forward to in that time frame too. I know that there's a lot of possibilities out there for things you love and enjoy. And with that, I'm going to say to everyone out there, we're thinking about you guys. Appreciate you guys. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay focused, and don't be afraid to live your best life. Deuces.